Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail with another Scrolls Let's Play, where today my growth deck is going back into the ranked match battles here. Now this is going to be a post-commentary, mainly because I thought this game was interesting and worth sharing. It starts out, well, I'll just go ahead and let you all see my opening hand and we can talk about it. I'm playing against Foe Eater, or Fod Eater today, not sure how you want to pronounce it, but he's rated around the same as I was at this time, and you can see my opening hand, boom, God Hand, Vetter, Ancestral Totem, Fertile Soil, and Ranger's Bane. Not a lot to play with early. I could try and get the Vetter out, but what am I really going to do with it other than possibly Fertile Soil? So I really want to get some more cards here. So he does get to go first, and I can see right away he's an order player. I do draw a rallying, but what is rallying? Well, I don't really have anything to rally right now. So I decide to ditch my first card. And so we're just going to go on with, I have one Vetter that I can play. I have gotten some good advice recently, and it's been solid for me so far. Not necessarily to play the Vetter on the first turn, but to play it once there is a good reason to play it, such as to ramp up for, say, something like a Fertile Soil play in a future turn, because otherwise you're just asking to get it kabonked early and losing it entirely instead of having other priority targets on the board. So he's definitely order of some way, shape, or form. I get a Burial Ground, which could be useful for protecting my poor Vetter. However, I do ditch the God Hand. I have to remind myself that I only have one other God Hand in my hand, but I do not play the Vetter once again, just because I'm not really interested in Fertile Soiling him. But there is the Spearman early, so right now I have nothing to respond to. I get rid of another card, and I do have a Ranger's Bane that I can drop on the Spearman to try and kill him. I have two Fertile Soils, and so far, turn 3, nothing to play. So at least I can eliminate that card after a few turns. And I elect to play the Vetter down here as well. So it is possible. Just, I'm looking at my hand at this point. He gets a Skirmisher out as well. And if I don't get another creature to play, I'm thinking I may... Oh, so look at that useless hand. 2 Rallyings and a Fertile Soil. And I'm still waiting for my energy to go up. But instead of sacking one of these cards first, I Fertile Soil. You can see I paused at just the right time. You do deal damage, take damage, and I get 3 cards. And look at all those creatures I have to play. 2 Rallies, 1 Transposition, 1 Pother, a Quake, and a Fertile Soil. So, wow. Slowest starting hand I've had in forever. That's true. I have nothing I can do other than sit here and let this guy wail on me. Now, I do have a Quake, but 1 Quake by itself is not going to do you a ton of good against Order, especially when he can get stuff on the board without having to worry about it. So he has 5 order power, and I get another Vetter. So what's going to happen to this Vetter? I will give you 3 guesses. He's going to drop down, and I'm going to Fertile Soil him right away. And look at that. How many more creatures did I get? None, but I get my other God Hand in my hand. I get a Ranger's Bane and a Pother. So the Ranger's Bane is something I can use, but shit. It's turn 5. This deck, I like to think of this deck as a turn 15 deck. If I'm not in a strong position by turn 15, I'm in trouble. And I'm at round 6, and I haven't even been able to play a creature that I haven't Fertile Soiled. So I do have a lot of cards in my hand and a lot of resources, but absolutely nothing to play. So, oh my gosh, a Sister of the Fox. Finally. It's a 1/1 creature. I want to get more things on the board, but maybe it can draw me another useful card. I play it, and I get a Vetter. Oh, that I just kind of chuckled to myself at that point, because I just have the Ranger's Bane. That's all I can do, really, at this stage of the game. Just take out the 3 health units, the Skirmishers when I can. I have a Pother that I can try and play if I want to sack for some order. But at this point, there's really nothing for me to do. It's just the worst draw, maybe, I've had for this stage of the game. My deck is over half creatures, as we get the Kabonk there. So I comment on my draw there. Foder actually didn't have a lot to say in this match, so it's mostly me talking to myself. But yeah, I have over half of this deck as creatures, and I'm getting all of my spells early. All of them. Except for a few minor creatures, and there, now he has 2 Relentless units, and look, another Sister of the Fox. Awesome! So God Hand's not going to do me a ton of good here. So let's just see, I get a Sister of the Fox, and I go ahead and Fertile Soil her, and I get a second Quake. And, oh my gosh, a Great Wolf as well. So, yeah, now I'm saying, oh my gosh, at a post-commentary. I don't remember exactly how all these games go, turn for turn. But now that I have 2 Quakes, I just think to myself, you know what? I have a lot of stuff on the board, or I have nothing on the board. He has a lot of stuff on the board. I may have no choice but to Quake. Maybe starting next turn. And I decide to Pother only for extra card draw, and I get a Purification, which does me no good. Except that I have started to see some Order players play Crown of Strength a little more just to try, or it's something that I hadn't seen too much in decks. But it's Crown of Strength starting to make a comeback. It's a pretty good enchant, especially when no one plays Purification. But now, now I have 3 Quakes, and now I can do the everybody's favorite growth move of triple Quake, nerf, nerf, nerf. So what am I going to do here? I have no other option. I have 2 creatures I can play, or I can clear everything on his board and try and get back in. So right now I feel like I am super, super, super behind. But I just elect a Quake. Now I could have pothered there to try to draw an extra card, but I want to save that pother for if I actually needed to move a card. But right now I'm pretty sure Pother's just hoping that I don't have another Quake, or maybe that's a desperation Quake. He is going in for the kill right here. I don't have too much that's going to be able to stop him. He's going to be able to take out at least one of my idols this next turn. He could possibly end the game pretty soon if I don't have another Quake. That Kinfolk Veteran is awesome to have, as I was just sitting there before saying, you know what, if I can just survive this early drought, I'm going to be getting all creatures later in the game, and it's going to be awesome. So, let's see here. Foe Eater. I should actually get that right. Foe Eater. He puts down an Honorable General as well, so my 2 Quakes are gone. This Honorable General is all that's left, and what are we going to do about it? Pretty much, it's just going to be Quake City, Quake City, more than likely. So what do we got? Just sitting here thinking about it, and there goes the Honorable General. So that's 3 Quakes to take out a number of units. So that is kind of that is an exchange that's in my favor, don't get me wrong. But it took me 3 turns to get all that out. I was able to take down his general to 4 health, but right now I have a big hand advantage, whereas he has 2 cards that he can play. So I may have quaked myself back into this match. It's not entirely a board reset, but it's as close as I'm going to get, as there's the Ragged Wolf because I have 1 growth to play, and I want to knock the Honorable General down so that I can play the Kinfolk Veteran next turn. But it's all up to what he decides to tuck behind. But there's 2 Kabonks, so bye-bye Wolfie. That's too bad. You did your 1 damage. And a Mangonel as well, which the Mangonel really surprised me. So I was like, well, don't you want to save that to actually Mangonel something? I don't know. But right now it's a creature that's acting as a chump blocker. Plus, if I had a 4th Quake magically in my hand, he could possibly take it back. But now I have 2 Kinfolk Veterans and a Pother, so I can move this General because it's tucked in between here. He can only go up and down. So General gets dropped down. There's the Kinfolk Veteran play, and I get some Mangy Wolves and Great Wolves. So suddenly I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Like I said, if I had just been able to survive the early portion of the game, then I could possibly make it back. And right now, he has plenty of cards. He has an Honorable General as well. So gotta watch out for that. And I could try and get cute and pother the General, or I could take out the Mangonel because I really don't want it firing if I can avoid it. But there we go. More creatures, a Druid Burial Ground, not as good. I elect to actually go ahead and try and dodge this shot because it's in the middle. And if he has a transposition, he could try and get this to actually shoot. So that's maybe one of my concerns, but he pushes back my Great Wolf instead. So kind of an interesting turn because he has 5 cards, and he just elected to push back. So now all I have to do is hope this General pothers to the south, and maybe I can get it. There's a 50-50 chance, and I get hit it. That was very lucky on my end, but if I can take out the General in another turn, all I have to do is play the other Kinfolk Veteran that I have. I sack for mana because this is the time where you want to start filling your board with goodies. So I get off the Kinfolk Brave as well. And that's going to really put pressure and just say, you know what, your Mangonel's dead next turn. So 3 Quakes. It's not just about the Quakes, it's about the follow-up as well, and I have quite the follow-up here. But he had 3 Honorable Generals. He's gone through all 3 of them at this point. And now he puts the Honorable General out in front, which is a little curious to me, but then I see the transposition and like, oh crap. There goes 2 of my units, but he didn't have a focus in there, but he does take out 1 unit, hurt another one significantly. And all I have left is some Great Wolves. I have a lot of creatures I can play. I actually sack the Ragged Wolf because it's not going to do me a ton of good. Not when I can play 2 Great Wolves in 1 turn. Can you do it? There we go. And I spread these units out a bit because I don't want to get transposition Mangonelled again. Especially if he has a speed or 2 Blessings of Haste. I don't think I've seen Imperial Resources from him yet either. So he gets out the infantrymen, he gets out 2 infantrymen, and is he going to go for... There's the speed play. So speed general, going to be taking out my line right there. So overall killing... You know what? He killed my 2 veterans, and that sucks. He does have out a lot of creatures, so that's where my 3 quakes didn't necessarily... It got me back in the game, but right now he's been able to hold on to his generals, and he's in a pretty good position right now. But I do have 2 great wolves and 1 mangy wolf that I can drop, and a kinfolk brave as well. So I don't know if that mangy is going to necessarily be enough, but at least I can clear out that mangonel, because I don't want that firing on me again and again. I get a sister of the fox and a brother of the wolf as well. So there's the mangy for that combo. There's the sister, and I can play the brother as well. Oh, another mangy. So that is too good right there. So the brother's going to stay up here, and I'm going to be able to mangy 2 turns in a row, assuming he doesn't push back or do something nasty to actually take out this great wolf right here, because I'm a little sad that he's unprotected right now. But there's a ducal skirmisher, and does he have another speed? Yes, he does. So right now, one of my great wolves is going to go ouch, ouch, and die. But note that he's going after my creatures, and he did not actually go after the idol there, which is fine. That's a smart play. But now I have a Jarl, or I could play a mangy wolf and a kinfolk veteran, which is just a little bit for me to figure out mathematically, because right now I can't play both of those and kill this entire line like I'd like. I'm a little worried about another speed if he's pocketing it, but I get another brother of the wolf. So I have some cards I can play. I sack the Jarl, get a Jarl. All in all, not bad. I like... Okay, I actually elect to play the veteran here, because apparently I can't count mana and thought that I couldn't play the mangy and this guy at the same time. But I put the mangy up here just to protect, and I split that brother of the wolf back there just in case he happened to have a mangonel. I don't want to make these targets all clumped and attractive, especially when I can get them together later. So transposition to protect his general, and to get card draw for him, and a Knight Scholar. So if you want to protect your cards, that is one great way to do it. So, oh god, another great wolf. So I don't have multiple mangies to play. I'd love to kind of Fertile Soul that Sister of the Fox, but I don't have it. But I can play my 3rd great wolf. I can do a lot of things here. I could elect to God Hand, and if I did God Hand, I could actually move the brother of the... Or I could summon the wolf from the brother of the wolf, drop it down here, then God Hand, because there's no reason to God Hand before you summon the creature. And that could possibly take out most of this line. So I summon the wolf, go ahead, drop him down. I move the sister up because I want my units together. And this is where I say, screw it, if I'm going to clump, I'm going to clump in a clump of glory. And if he speed mangonels me, I'm just going to eat it. So I get all my people in here, as much as I'm kind of wary to do it. And there is your God Hand, which is, I'm sure there's some better catchphrase or theme music, but I go ahead and rush through and actually start doing some good idle damage. So right there, I got a lot of creatures on the board, and now I am the one that's in a commanding position. I don't have another God Hand on me, at least not for a while until I cycle through my deck, but all he has is Imperial Resources, and I say GG because my card draw is a rallying. That's where the GG came from, as I can easily kill out these 2 other things. So what is this game? This is a game where I had cards, yes, but unfortunately none of them were creatures, and I'm very reliant on creatures. And yes, I could have actually taken out all of the idols here. I kind of misplay. It's not a big deal, because I just want to actually finish the game. But yeah, that's all for this one right here. Foe Eater played very well, but I was able to sneak back in the game with probably the least subtle thing as possible, of triple quaking him in the face. But you know what? Those cards are there. It's kind of a really powerful thing, Quake is, if you can use it to get back in. But notice too that was not the end of the game right there. He got a lot of creatures on the board. He cleared me. He had me down to 2 Great Wolves. So while he was dominating me before, the Quakes did buy me time to get back in. So like I've mentioned in other broadcasts before, Quake is a card that I hope does get reevaluated over the course of beta. But at least for today, it worked in my favor. I was able to win because I couldn't draw a creature, but at least I drew the cards that I needed to get back in the game. So that's going to be it for this one. This is Way to Fail with another Scrolls Let's Play. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the near future with either some live commentary or some post commentary. We're just going to mix it up. So see you next time.